Wow.
The woman strikes a seductive pose, ready for whatever wild game comes next. Tonight the old man wants to try something new. Without a word he cuffs her to the bed, then pops a little blue pill, but he gets way too hyped, and suddenly goes into cardiac arrest, collapsing right on top of her. She pushes with all her strength, trying to keep him off with her legs, but he crashes hard onto the floor. Now her hands are still cuffed to the headboard. No matter how hard she pulls, she can't break free. She screams for help, but no one's around. She starts calling out for her husband again, but the man lying in a pool of blood still doesn't move. Night starts to fall. She's cried herself into exhaustion. Then she hears a sound outside the window. A shadow moves closer to the door. Hope fills her eyes as she yells for help, but it's just a stray dog. Drawn by the smell of blood, the dog walks over to the old man's body. She makes noise to scare it off, but it doesn't care. It starts licking the blood, then grabs the old man's arm, and begins to tear into it. Desperate, the woman grabs a book from the shelf and hurls it at the dog, but seeing flesh in its mouth, she breaks down crying. Then out of nowhere, the old man suddenly stands up. She's overwhelmed with relief, begging him to unlock the cuffs, but he doesn't respond. He just mumbles to himself. That's when she realizes in horror. The old man's body is still on the floor, now staring at two versions of him. She's totally confused. He tells her to focus, so she calms herself and looks at the cuff on her right wrist, then uses every bit of strength to break free. The metal digs into her skin, but she finally slips one hand out. The rest is easy. She snaps the bedpost clean off, and finally breaks free. She stumbles to the door, but when she turns around, she sees herself, still cuffed to the bed. The shock and exhaustion push her over the edge. Now there's not just a ghost of the old man in the room, there's one of herself too.